Hey there friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here with you again today. My name is Liz. My needlework and cross stitch company is called Hello from Liz Mathews, and it has been a little under 2 weeks since my last video, and I have been very anxiously awaiting getting back here and connecting with you guys again. My last video was maybe like 4 months had passed since the previous one, and it was so great to chat with you guys, to feel your love and encouragement, and I just couldn't let that happen again. So here we are. Today is January 19th. Wow. And I have got a lot of stuff to share with you. This is going to be a hybrid video. We're going to do a lot of floss tubey things as well as quilty things, because as I mentioned in my last video, I have quite a stash of things that I wanted to follow up with you about. My haul from the Quilters Station retreat projects. There's a quilt along coming, so it's going to be a bit divided, and I will let you know when that shift happens. But thank you for tuning back in and being so excited to have me back in the community. I am thrilled to be here. So as I said, my name is Liz. My company is Hello from Liz Mathews, and you'll be able to find everything that you might want to link to in the description box below, including my website, my contact information, links to friends, and anything I chat about. You are in a new location. As I mentioned previously, where to film has become a bit of an issue, because if you saw what was in front of me, you would understand why I don't want to haul this upstairs where I normally film, in front of the big window in our living room. By the way, it is rainy, gross here in Maryland, so there wasn't going to be that great a light up there anyway. So today you are in my studio. I don't know that I've ever filmed a video in here. I know I've done my office in the past, but this is my studio. I did have to clean it for you. Let me know what you think as far as the quality, specifically the lighting goes. I have two big box lights here shining at me. I did get those because I was doing some virtual retreats, and I think they worked really well, but you guys be the judge. Thumbs up, thumbs down for that. Hopefully a thumbs up for this video. I feel like as a YouTube person, I'm supposed to ask you to follow me and give me a thumbs up if you feel like it. But mostly I want to know what you think of this lighting situation and setup. I think it's going to be a process. I think you're probably going to see me in a lot of different areas of the home as I continue to film more regularly. Also, I got one of those Canva lights that you see, probably you see that advertised on Instagram. That's how I always saw it, and I was so intrigued. It's been in a box since it arrived, so I need to unbox that and give that a try. I'll let you know, because it sold, it was expensive, so it was not a quick sell, but I have warmed up to the idea. I need to get that out, and I will let you know what I think about that. Just a little tangent there. If you have been following me for a while, you know I tend to do that, but I thought that you guys might be interested in that as well. So all the information that you need, linking back to what I was saying before, will be in the description box of this video. You'll hear me talk and reference Instagram quite a lot. You can follow me there. My Instagram handle is Hello from Liz Mathews. I also wanted to let you know, as we chatted about in the last video, I do have a newsletter, and in that last newsletter I sent out a little freebie. You can pop back to that video if you want more details on it, but I say this with a million winks coming your way. You might want to subscribe to that newsletter if you haven't already. I have got something really fun in the works. It's going to be a continual thing throughout the year, and I hope that you are interested, and the way you find out about that is through my newsletter first. So wink, always a natural winker. I don't know why I keep doing that. I hope that you give a little click and subscribe to that so that you can be the first to see this really fun thing that I have planned for the year. You will find out about it. If all things go according to plan and Joe and I can figure some things out, you will find out about it this weekend. So anyway, those were kind of some big ticks, some big checks I wanted to make sure I covered at the beginning of the video. I also wanted to let you know that I am shocked and humbled and happy to announce that we hit 11,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I am so appreciative of that. As a way to give back, I would like to do a giveaway, so I'm just going to go ahead and announce it now. I was kind of like, I'm going to scatter it throughout, but let's just do it now. You guys are so kind and supportive. Let's do it now. I want to give away 5 Hello from Liz Mathews PDF charts. If you are living in the United States, I am happy to mail paper charts to you if you prefer, but this giveaway is open internationally and domestically because I can offer those PDF charts. So 5 winners, whatever chart you want, whatever you want, I will send to you. The way my giveaways work is I need you to comment below in the comment section of this video using a keyword, because that is how I search that you are entered in the giveaway. I am looking for the keyword. I tried to come up with something kind of related to this video and also kind of off the wall. So the keyword to be entered to win one of the 5 Hello from Liz Mathews patterns is indigo, INDIGO. You will see how that came to mind in the quilting section of this video, but use that word. Good luck to you. I will select 5 people by my next video. Hopefully that's under 2 weeks, and contact you, and you can let me know what you would like me to send you as a small thank you for following along on this journey with me. I so appreciate everybody for being here. You guys are just the kindest, like, good for the soul group of people out there, so I so appreciate it. There is also going to be a little giveaway in the quilting section too, just so you know. I wanted to let you know also that the signups for the Hobby House retreat happening in Pittsburgh, New York in October of 2023 is still going on. You are still welcome to sign up and attend that retreat. I will be there along with my mom. We are kind of co-teaching, if you will. My mom is going to be teaching a cross stitch class. I will be teaching a punch needle class, but we will be there for each other's classes, if that makes sense. Signups are ongoing. I am super excited to be heading to upstate New York in the fall. Oh, I think we're gonna drive because that road trip will be gorgeous, and we want to hit some antique stores. So signups are open. I will link it below if you would like to join us. It's gonna be a great time. There are some great teachers, and I think it should be really fun. I am also happy to announce that I am participating in what you've probably seen if you are on Instagram or Facebook as the X-Stitch the Rainbow collaboration. This is not a new collaboration. It debuted at Expo last year, so last August. And in the briefest synopsis and summary that I can give you, it's basically a collaboration amongst designers and dyers to create something unique and individual that fits a theme using one thread palette. The theme and the thread palette changes for every collaboration. Last year it was Autumn Garden, and everybody worked with kind of an autumnal theme of thread and did a garden themed piece. This year the theme is tea time, and we are working with Treenway silks in this color palette. This arrived to me last week, and the gears have been turning, and I've been working on my design. So you should start to see on social media a lot of people referencing the X-Stitch the Rainbow collaboration or the tea time projects or what they've been working on, and I am happy to be included in that group of 25 designers who are all using this palette. So what's really cool about that is you will be able to order designs or get freebies from 25 designers and use the same collection of threads to stitch up to 25 pieces. How cool is that? I can tell you that last year my design used only a fraction of the color palette that was provided for that collaboration. So these silks, you will be able to get them and stitch, I want to say unlimited, but it's really up to 25 different designs and then some. You might have some left over to pool into other projects as well. But I am working on that, and I just wanted to officially announce that I am happy to be part of the X Stitch the Rainbow collaboration team again this year. I will link their information below if you would like to see the other designers participating and kind of get some sneak peeks and ideas for what you might be stitching in the future. But those threads arrived. They are gorgeous, and I've never stitched with Treenway silk threads. I love silk threads, so this is a real treat, and I hope to put the final tweaks to my design this week and get working on that. I will share that on Instagram. Okay, that was the top of my little, look at me, I'm going with a list this time. That was the top of my list that I wanted to make sure that I covered. If you follow me on Instagram, wow, how many times will I say that? You will know that this week I took a trip to my LNS in search of some specific thread, some very specific thread I wanted. And while I was there, I thought I would just take a little peek around for a pattern that I can use for the Smalls Exchange for StitchCon. For some reason, I think because like Stitch Away is happening and there's a lot of retreat news going on and being announced in the world of cross stitch right now, I have been like dialed in on StitchCon. It's such a fun retreat and I can't wait to go. And I've started thinking about the small already because I need time to prepare and to stitch. Now, when I when I went to my LNS, which is the Stitching Post in Catonsville, Maryland, I did take a peek around and look for some smalls. And what was really funny is for some reason, I had the stitch count of 60 by 60 in my head as an appropriate smalls size because there was just a conversation going about that in the Facebook StitchCon closed page. It's for paid attendees only. Someone had mentioned that they were planning their small, and I was like, okay, I need to do that. I think that's what started this whole thing. But somehow I mixed up the stitch count of what's appropriate for a StitchCon Smalls Exchange piece with the stitch count of the X Stitch the Rainbow piece that I am designing, which is 60 by 60. So I was looking all around the store for something that that I was like, yes, I want to do that for my Smalls Exchange, and that fit that 60 by 60 made up fictional suggestion for the Smalls Exchange stitch count. It was very hard to find. We did find a couple pieces, but they weren't what I wanted to do for the Smalls Exchange piece. I got home and was very happy to find out what I was trying to remember, which I remembered incorrectly, was 6 by 6 inches, which seems more appropriate for what I have seen exchanged and exchanged myself for the StitchCon Smalls Exchange in the past. So I think I can do that. And as soon as I realized that, I saw somebody on Instagram post their finish of this piece in the center. This is the Prairie Schooler Garden Versus chart pack pattern. And I absolutely love this. There is a sun and a moon at the top, and it just speaks my name. I absolutely love it and thought, oh, I want to stitch that. But obviously, this is too large for a Smalls Exchange piece. I do have a history of stitching Prairie Schooler pieces for my Smalls Exchange. The last 2 years, I have done Prairie Schooler pieces. They're just classic and timeless, and I love them. I love the old cardstock charts with the reflection. So I have quite a collection of these charts made possible by kind friends in this community. And someone did, in fact, gift me this Garden Versus pattern. And so now I'm trying to rework how I can do this to make it appropriate for a small, because it is, if I were to finish it as shown in the model, it's about 8 by 3 1/4. So we're fine width-wise, but height-wise, it needs to come down. So I'm thinking I can do this because my plan, tentatively, is to omit this middle alphabet and bring that sweet phrase down to a line on top of that sweet little bunny. And I think it will work out because of the waves of the edge, I think. I need to play with it. It says, sunlight fades, stars appear, garden fairies gather here. Perfection. So stay tuned. In all honesty, although I have decided that I need to stress about this right now, I probably won't start it until after market, which will be mid-March. So stay tuned. I really hope I can make this work. I think I would love it if I could, and then I could put together a cute little Smalls Exchange basket to go with it. So while I was at my L&S looking for inappropriately small patterns for the Smalls Exchange, I also picked up some thread. These were what I went in for. I was looking for a very dark, ooh, okay, that's actually showing really well. Thank you, lights, for that. Okay, that's a little blown out. We'll learn together. I was looking for a very dark, almost green / blue variegated thread. I picked up this week's Dye Works Chesapeake. I ended up not using this. What I ended up using is the Gentle Art Lagoon. I just really loved the variegation in that. That's showing very well, actually. It's variegated from that dark blue to that green, all within one skein. So I picked up 2 of these, and one is already being stitched with. And then while I was looking, I saw this classic Colorworks cotton thread in the color Tiny Vine and just loved it. So although I have no idea what I would do with this or any immediate use for this, I had to have it. Isn't that gorgeous? So I picked up 2 because often one skein isn't enough for me, because my sweet spot with linen and thread is 36 count linen 2/2. So I tend to go through a lot of thread. So I was like, I can't have, different dye lots. I'm just going to pick up 2. So that is what I got from my L&S. I feel like I got out of there. I got off easy. But some thread to add to my stash is always fun. I was also, over these past couple months of absence, sent some really sweet happy mail that I didn't get to in my last video while I was just trying to get my groove back, dip my toes back in the floss tube water. But I have it here to share with you today. These people were so sweet to think of me over the holidays and to send me a little cheer, and I just wanted to share that with you. This bell ornament, which I love, I just pulled it off the tree. Yes, the tree is still up. I have not taken Christmas down whatsoever, and it's a good thing I haven't, because my dad is actually coming to town this Sunday. He's going to spend one night with us as he heads through, leaving Pennsylvania, headed back to West Virginia. He's going to stop and spend one night, and I really wanted him to see our house decorated for Christmas. I don't know, I can't remember what I mentioned last time, but my dad and his partner Eva weren't able to come for Christmas this year. Some things came up, and we just got down there last weekend, Friday. We spent a couple days down there celebrating Christmas just recently, so we're a little delayed, and because of some things that came up with them, they didn't decorate for Christmas, so they weren't able to do that this year. So I really want my dad to see my house all decorated. So long way around to say thank you so much, Janae, for sending me this bell. It's been hanging on my tree, and it's just so classically winter and beautiful. Janae Combs are you still floss tubing? I will link her below, but you can certainly find her on Instagram. She is so sweet and so kind, and I couldn't believe when this arrived. I'm very late in sending this thank you to Janae, but I hope that you really made me feel so touched and loved that you thought of me. So thank you for sending this. This is going back on my tree right now. Cindy Stitches, who you guys probably see on Instagram if you are active in that community, also sent me a little something. This is so sweet. These are 2 Seiju needle minders. They're not needle minders, they're thread winders, but They are just adorable. I particularly like this one. These will be fantastic in staging photos, which you know that I love to do. So I am going to put these aside. In these drawers, I keep a lot of my little staging items. So, you know, nice and flat, perfect for photographing and staging layouts. So I am going to just stick these right in there. Love this one. And then she also sent me this little pin. I believe this is called a counting pin. Is that correct? It's just beautiful, and I assume that she made this, but just a little bit of happiness sent to me. Cindy's all over the stitching community on Instagram, just spreading encouragement and kindness, and I so appreciate that. I also had a friend send some Christmas Dickens Village themed charts to me. I love these. This is Dickens Christmas Village chart. What are these called? How do I not know what these are called? Chart 1 and chart 3. So I am now on the search for chart 2. Why am I blanking? There is a name for this. Book. Oh my gosh, it's book. Book 1 and book 3. Wow, you guys. So sorry, because I set up a over the top, you might say, Dickens Village. You know what? I'm going to try to have Joe insert some pictures in here as I talk about this. But first, let me show you these patterns. So sweet. I know they look a little bit dated. Also, $5 for this book. Good deal. I know these look a little bit dated, but I really think they are timeless and classic. And my Dickens Village, when I say I have a Dickens Village, what that means is Department 56 makes these ceramic houses. They have done so since before I was born, and every year they come out with different ones, kind of in Dickens England era theme. So I have loved them. I started collecting them not long ago, embarrassingly not long ago for how much I now have, because Mom and I kind of went crazy finding Dickens houses at antique stores, and I don't do things a little, I have to do things a lot, and they bring me so much happiness, and it's just so nice and cheery at night when everything's dark but my Dickens Village is illuminated. So I'm assuming that right now you're watching videos, so I don't have to explain this in too much depth, but it makes me so happy. I love collecting them. I love staging my village, like the stories that I make up in my head about people going to town square and, you know, the vendors. It feels like a very elegant form of playing Barbies when I was a little girl, if that makes any sense at all. But I love my Dickens Village, and I did not know that it was at one point a cross stitch theme, but I love these and hope to get my hands on the second book. But thank you, friend, for knowing me and sending these my way. You might see some of these in the future. I think they're so darn cute. Oh, okay, I could look at those for way too long. But that was just some happiness that came my way. Oh, I should also mention, check this out. Any guesses on who sent this to me? This thing is, this is a workout, I tell you, and I love it. I was a little intimidated when I first got this from Liz of Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I mentioned it to her when I saw her drinking this on her live, and she was like, you need one. And lo and behold, one showed up for Christmas. So thank you so much, Liz. I am getting used to it. This thing holds a lot of water, which I am so grateful for because I'm really trying to drink more water. I have this weird goal mindset happening right now. Joe and I are turning 40 this spring. I turn 40 in March. Joe turns 40 in April. And I'm just trying to get to 40 being like my best. And one of those ways that I can be my best is to up my hydration. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to do, but this is certainly helping, Liz. Not only are you upping my hydration, but my right arm muscle is getting even stronger than before. So Thank you very much. I have been keeping up with my book of days for 2023, as have so many people in the community, and I just love seeing what everybody does. I've been filling it in. I'm probably a couple days I stitched here and forgot to fill it in, but that's okay. I am trying my best to keep up with it. I'm loving adding the stickers, and I do have a finish in here. I have on here that I fill my floss tube, so it is being kept up with for the most part, and it sure does make me happy. So I wanted to show that to you. And then I also wanted to mention, because so many people have started the new year in a book of days or tracking their stitching and creativity in some way, I wanted to share with you my little stack of the sticker books that I use in my book of days. I've seen a lot of people go over these already, but there are a couple that I just wanted to point out that I haven't seen as much talk about. This is where it all started with the antiquarian sticker book. This was, to the best of my knowledge, the first kind of thick bound, really nice sticker book that came out. And then I think the publishers were like, whoa, people are into stickers, let's do more. So this was the original. And then came what I believe to be the better of the two. If you were gonna pick one and order one, I would get the Bibliophilia sticker book. It's also by the Antiquarian sticker book, but the Bibliophilia one I just think is the best. Now there is a new one. I don't have it yet. It's like Imaginarium or something like that. It's kind of fantastical and whimsical, and I don't have that. I haven't even actually seen it to flip through IRL, so it might be fabulous, but I do highly recommend this one. There is also a whole series of these books by DK. This is the Botanist Sticker Anthology. There's like a Sea Life one. There are so many out there. I don't know if anybody else has had a problem with this series of sticker books, these DK books. They don't stick very well in my book of days, just a heads up, but they are gorgeous and I continue to use them. But I often find that when I open my page, I have to like restick it. I don't know why I'm trying to show you. It's happening now. Can you see that? No, you probably can't. But just a little heads up, a little honest feedback from me to you. And then this is a book by John Durain. I was gifted this last year by my BFF Annie, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is pricier. I think these other books you can get for like on an Amazon sale for like $12. This is not. I think it's like maybe like $30, but it's absolutely gorgeous, and I just wanted to flip through this with you. Now, this is one big sticker, so I'm not sure how well it would work in the book of days, unless you're trying to cover a lot of non-stitchy days up, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It would almost break my heart to peel one of these stickers up and use it, but so this one is, okay, so this one's cut here, but if you've looked online for sticker books, you've probably seen this pop up, and if you're like me, you're like, oh, that's expensive, I don't know about that. So I thought I would just give you my 2 cents about it. It's stunning. Okay, so all of these shells are cut individually. You'd be able to peel those up, but it is certainly eye candy. If you have ever thought about it, maybe this gives you the information you need to decide if it should be yours or not. Like, that's gorgeous. So he's a really interesting guy. I've always wanted to get to one of his shops. I think he has a couple across the country. I never have, but I have seen his booths at trade shows when I used to work for another company, and he's got just great images and clip art that he uses in really cool ways. So that is the sticker. and suggestions for the book of days portion of the video. I am not going to show you any whips right now. I will tell you, I just pulled these materials last night for something that I'm going to start stitching later today. Just a little teaser for you. Let me get this kind of a little more neat and organized, and you can take some guesses at what I might be stitching. These are going to be two separate pieces that kind of work well together if you ask me. This is sanguine linen with dove thread and sanguine thread with Ozark. This is all Weeks Dye Works. This is sanguine Weeks Dye Works thread on Ozark color and cotton linen. So, did I mention that you should subscribe to my newsletter? Just saying. So, with that, I think I'm going to close out the cross stitch portion of this video. Oh, I hope you stick around because I have a lot more happiness to share with you. Getting a little chilly, so I'm going to hit pause and then we're going to talk about a lot of quilting stuff. Please stick around. I will be right back with you. And we're back, feeling a little more cozy and a little more gathered. In this quilting portion of the video, I am first going to talk about a quilt along that I am doing with Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and then really it's a haul video because I have not followed up with you since I taught at Quilters Station in Missouri, where I had gone over a couple quilts that I hoped to kit, some things I wanted to gather and get while I was there, and then I also got some really lovely Christmas items. So just know that that is what we're going to be talking about in this portion. If you're not into hauls, I personally love hauls, then you might want to skip through after you listen about the quilt along, I hope. But yeah, like I said, there's going to be a lot of things that I have acquired. I hope you don't mind watching that. I'm not trying to be showy or braggy. And again, this is a culmination of Christmas and the retreat, which happened back in September. So let's first talk about this quilt along. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch is a fellow floss tuber and quilter here on YouTube. We have gotten to meet a couple times now. She is wonderful. She does tutorials on her channel, and she, along with Kia of Kia B, have been really helpful and inspiring in my quilting journey. I don't know what I would do without them. And Liz and I are hosting, no, it's not hosting, I don't think. We're inviting you to join a quilt along for a quilt that she and I both had on our list of pieces that we wanted to work on sooner than later. The quilt along is going to be hashtag Starstruck2 QAL because we are using the Lella Boutique Starstruck2 pattern, and we can't show it to you. We can't walk you through it step by step because this is a pattern that you have to purchase. It is not available for free. So we're just going to be, I think, sharing on Instagram and here on YouTube our progress of this quilt along that we are doing starting February 1st. So we would like to invite you to join if you have ever wanted to quilt this or start this, or you just want some friends to start it with you. We are happy to be those friends, and we invite you to start kitting it up and sharing with us using that hashtag what you are going to be doing. Again, we'll put it at the bottom of the screen, and we plan on kicking off February 1st. This was Liz's timeline, and I was very frank with her, and I was like, I don't think that I can get this done by the end of February, which is her goal, because I am also getting ready for market, which obviously has to take priority over passion quilting. But I am going to get started on February 1st and share my progress with you and my plans. Liz had a really great idea that I'm probably going to steal. just because, as I said, I would be lost without Kia and Liz. So she is making like a week by week timeline for herself, and you can hear her talk about it in her last video, and I think I'm going to try to copy that as well. My favorite part of quilting so far has been cutting and sorting all my pieces of fabric. Now this is bigger, it's not bigger size wise. This is more intense than any quilt I have ever worked on, meaning there is far more cuts and pieces and parts of this quilt than anything I've worked on. So I might have a different opinion after I get this cut out. But what I am really looking forward to is starting to cut into my fabric and planning my little blocks. So I plan to start with that on February 1st, same as Liz. I do have my stack of fabric here. For the Starstruck2 quilt along, I am using French General fabric. I bought 2 layer cakes because you need 60 squares, so I will have more than enough with my 2 layer cakes here. I didn't read very well and didn't realize that I probably didn't need to buy this. I thought that I would need to make up for removing some of the pieces from my layer cake, which I actually don't, because each layer cake is 42 pieces of fabric, which means I have 84 total and I only need 60, so I should be just fine. Didn't need this, oh darn, extra fabric, right? And then I chose these 2 French General solids to be my background and also my corners. So all the white you see on this fabric is going to be the lighter blue, and then all the mustard color corners are going to be the darker blue of that. So I cannot wait to get this started, and I have been so tempted over the past couple of days to just go ahead and start cutting, but I was like, no, we're starting February 1st. I want to start with all of you who choose to join us, and in that with that being said, I would like to do a giveaway for one of the PDF versions of the Starstruck2 quilt to anybody who thinks they might be able to join us. And you do not need to keep up. I probably cannot keep up with getting this done in February. Just keep up at your own pace if you wouldn't mind, and share your progress with us. So if you would like to be entered to win one PDF delivered to your email inbox copy of Starstruck2 by Lella Boutique, I ask you to use the word Starstruck, STARSTRUCK, in your comments below. I will choose one person. It's the 19th, we're starting the 1st. I will choose someone by, oh my gosh, there's not a lot of time here, by the 23rd, and I will message you and get your information and get this on its way to you in PDF form so you can start ordering or pooling your fabric to start this quilt along with us. I'm super excited to see everybody's fabric choices and how it comes together. Being a relatively new quilter, I am not so bold as to I'm still sticking with like layer cakes and things like that because I don't feel really comfortable in fabric selection. I'm going to eat my words in just a minute showing you something else I got at Quilters Station. But I love seeing people choose their own fabric, be it layer cake or cuts, like full bolt cuts. What are they called? By the yard. So I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. I know that Jen of Keystone Sisters Quilting mentioned that she was going to do the Dwell fabric line, which I really love. Liz shared in her latest floss tube video what she's going to do. Hers is going to be a primarily red quilt. I love the blues. So they're going to have completely different looks. And I invite you to join and share with us what your look is going to be if you are a quilter and you like that pattern. Hashtag Starstruck2QAL. Okay, let me share with you some of the things I picked up at Quilters Station because I went Well, I actually think I was very in control considering the size and the amount of product in that shop. I I think it's probably a good thing that I never had like a long period of time there shopping, because it would have been very bad for my wallet. I would have been very happy, but I am very happy and I think I stayed somewhat in control. Excuse me. I'm not used to talking this much, as I mentioned in my last video. So I was at Quilters Station with my mom because she was also a teacher at the retreat, and she had seen my latest previous to the retreat video talking about how I wanted to kit things up for some future quilts, and she said, I would love to kit one up for you for Christmas. So I chose to kit up the Miss Daisy quilt by Laundry Basket Quilts, which I think is just a gorgeous quilt. I actually don't know if Laundry Basket Quilts has ever quilted this, if that makes sense. I've only ever seen this, what I think is a computer rendering of it. I've been on their website and on their Instagram looking for an actual quilted version and haven't seen it. If you guys know, please tell me. But I think this is the most beautiful quilt. It's entirely new techniques to me, and I thought while Mom was there, she could help me pick out the fabric, because this baby calls for 17 fat quarters. And being a little uneasy about selecting fabric, as I mentioned, she helped me, and we came up with this palette. Okay, don't fall. This palette of fat quarters, it's generally muted and pastel-y in colors, and I think it will be absolutely beautiful for this quilt. We had a great time picking them out, and they're different, but they really flow and work well together. There's more than 17 here because I didn't want to get home and feel like I didn't have exactly what I needed. There's maybe 20 here. I'm not really sure, but I think they'll go really well to create kind of a similar look to what Laundry Basket illustrated here. So this is the Miss Daisy from Laundry Basket. This is the fabric I chose and was gifted for Christmas. So this is quite an undertaking. My plan is to quilt Lella Boutique Starstruck 2 along with Liz, and then get to work on this right after. I can hardly wait to get into this beautiful selection of fabric. So these are all the fat quarters. Also, they are folded so beautifully. That's how Quilters Station folds all of their fat quarters, and it's like, just sucks me in. And this is the backing fabric that I chose for this quilt. Super subtle, does not compete with any of those fat quarters. And I just realized I'm missing something. Okay, here it is. To go along with the Miss Daisy fabric that Mom gifted me, she also got me the acrylic templates from Laundry Basket Quilt to go with Miss Daisy. They are specifically for the Miss Daisy quilt, and while these are intimidating, they are also really exciting to imagine myself using. So they'll be a learning curve, I assume, but I'm really looking forward to putting these all together. I've been reading through the pattern in preparation, trying to like imagine myself doing everything and getting it right. So any suggestions, any tips, if you've made it, if you have any knowledge, please share it with me. I would love to hear. Okay, then there's the rest of what I got at Quilters Station. I'm going to go through this a bit more quickly. These are not things I have a plan for, so I should be able to do this. Look at this. Look at this. I saw this and just fell in love with it, which is kind of odd for me because I'm not a really red loving in decor person, but this just like sucked me in. And Mom said, you need that, you need to make something with that. And I tend to be the kind of person who's like, I'm not getting it if I don't know exactly how, where, when I will use it, just because if I were to allow myself to do that, I'd be in so much trouble. But Mom was like, you need that, we're getting some. So she also gifted this to me along with all of the pieces for Miss Daisy. No idea how I'll use it, but maybe I'll just look at it and drool over it indefinitely. That will be fine with me. I did pick up this fabric. It's not cotton. I don't know what it is. It has a texture to it. And my thought process, knowing that Quilters Station has a lot of fabric like that, that's kind of like very old, historic looking, I knew I wanted to pick something up for this quilt. And I thought that would be great in place of the yellow, but I did not pick up enough of it because I didn't bring the pattern with me, which was a mistake on my end. So I think I only got 2 or 3 yards of this, which is not enough to make that quilt. And I'm also a little bit concerned about using this type of fabric because I never have in the past. I don't know what it is. If you do, please let me know. It almost has like a homespun texture. Here's the edge, which is maybe telling to you. It's woven right up to the edge, and it's yes, what is this? Please tell me. If you know, please tell me, and tell me what I would use it with. Like, could I stitch this with a Kona cotton? I feel like I can't. I don't know. If I can get more information about it, I am tempted to email Rita at Quilters Station and ask her if she has any more, if she could send me enough that I could make that quilt, because I think it would be very beautiful with just like a creamy neutral white. So we'll see. Hopefully that's not for nothing. It's not, because it's gorgeous and I'll use it somehow. I also picked up 2 other layer cakes that Rita had that I had never seen in person. They are quite similar. They are different, but quite similar. One is the Kate's Garden Gate from Betsy Chutchin for Moda. I'm awful at this. We'll do it really quickly. Kind of historic in subject. This kind of looks like chintz fabric to me, which I really love. There are a couple antique shops in Pennsylvania that sell authentic chintz fabric, and I can't touch it. It's extremely expensive. That's a beautiful reproduction of it. And then this is Atelier de France. Atelier de France. Another thing on my 40 and fabulous list is to learn French. It's not going as well as I had hoped. I can speak a little bit of it. Don't ask me to, but I can. And it's just another beautiful kind of historic and themed layer cake with really gorgeous fabric. So I got those 2. I'm hoping that 1 layer cake is enough for anything that I choose to make with it. Excuse me. I got 3 books while I was there. I got the Blackbird Design Halloween 1904 pattern. I really, really love this star block. Now, I didn't realize when I purchased this that it's actually applique. I've never done applique. I'm sure I can do it, but I mean, how much time would it have taken me to just open this and figure that out? But I didn't. I just added to cart. So I got that book. I got the Buttonwood Farm book by Maggie Bononomy. Maggie is such an inspiring, creative, and just vibrant woman. We heard her speak last year at Quilters Station, and she was fantastic, and her ideas are like boundless and limitless, and that comes through in this book that I wanted to pick up. And then I also got another Blackbird design book. This is Garden Club and it includes not only a really big quilt pattern, but also some cross stitch patterns, like that, and it's just beautiful. The layout is beautiful. The story behind the quilt in here is beautiful, and I just put it in the basket and watched to check out. Oops. So this is great. I definitely recommend it, and will enjoy looking through that. So much of this stuff I've had in a neat little pile since I got back from Quilters that it's like I finally get to use and enjoy it. So that's really exciting. I did put together one little stack of fabric while I was there. No plans for how I'm going to use this. This is a mismatch of fabric designers. I think there is a lot of French General in here. I'm a big French General fan, and I will just really quickly show you what is in here, and maybe in the future you will see something being made by this with this. Let's see. A neutral. Love, 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 love that. This was my first attempt at putting something together, and I don't think I did entirely badly. I definitely need to squeeze in some more dark tones. So that's that. There were a couple more pieces that I just saw and knew I had to have. They are from the same line. I got yardage. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yardage of both of these with no plans on how I might use them. I think I did have something in mind for this cut of fabric. So I purchased 5 yards and then I realized it is directional, which is something that I was not aware of when I purchased it. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? I love that so much. So I don't know, but at some point I'm going to be able to do something big with that because I have 5 yards of it. That's stunning. So those are the pieces that I treated myself to and was gifted from Quilters Station. What a fun store. While I was there, I was like, Mom, how crazy would it be to fly to Missouri from Maryland, rent a car, just for a couple days of quilt shopping? I could hit Quilters Station and Missouri Star in, what, a couple days and then fly home? It is completely ridiculous, yet I would do it. So no plans for it in the future, but I'm not saying I wouldn't do it because boy is it fun. Okay, I have one more stack of fabric to share with you. This is a combination of things I picked up when I was with Kia at Always in Stitches in Indiana. This beautiful stack of blues. This is where I got the indigo from earlier. And I didn't feel like this was enough to make anything yet, but I wanted to just start to curate a collection of blue fabrics. So this is what I got. Oh, here's how I should do it. This blackbird fabric. That. And this. And then for Christmas, I got this gorgeous stack of hand-dyed fabric from Nigeria. Mom and I were at an antique show in the summer, and there was a vendor there who had just table upon table of this gorgeous fabric that I just think is absolutely stunning, and immediately thought to myself, I want to make something with it. I want to cut it apart, which seems wrong, and quilt with it. And then I remembered I had this stack from earlier last summer and thought they'll pair together perfectly. So this fabric, it's kind of jean-like in feeling. I don't know exactly what it is. I do know that it can be washed, not dried. and I might do that before I cut into it, and assume that I should also do that with the cotton fabric as well. Correct? Let me know if not. Feels like I should have them both washed before I start cutting them so there's no shrinkage in the future. But how beautiful is that? These are all handmade. I think they're stunning. And they're all actually throws. Can you see that jean-like texture there? They're all actually throws with tassel at the end, like rough tassel. And I would be so happy just throwing these on the bottom of my bed just for decor because they're stunning. But I just immediately wanted to work with them and do something with them. So there's that texture again. They're kind of large, and I think it will make a really interesting quilt if I pair it with that blue. So that's another little something in my future. There. I really love this one. So that's what I have been gifted, what I have acquired over the past couple months that I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I love watching hauls. I hope that you enjoyed it too. Don't forget to enter that quilt-along giveaway I am doing if you plan on joining Liz and I for the Starstruck2 quilt-along. I would love to give that to one of you who can join us. So enter that giveaway, enter my Hello from Liz Mathews giveaway we talked about earlier, and be sure to check back again. I plan on being here more frequently. I'll leave it there. I don't want to promise anything, but I hope that you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.